standing here on the banks of the beautiful Pecos River here in Carlsbad. It's a Saturday morning, there's a slight breeze in the air, and it's probably going to get up to about 90 degrees today. Well, our production office got a memo this week regarding an event in the park called Bark in the Park. So we mobilised our lighting people, our sound crew, and our camera crew, and our director, and well, the two of us are here. But we looked around and we couldn't find what was going on. We thought, well, is this about Earth Day? But what we did see was a lot of dogs exercising humans in the park. So I've got a feeling we were barking up the wrong tree. So let's go and check out what this event is all about. Bark in the Park. Come on.
That's right. We're barking for the winners today, and we want to say a big congratulations to our third place winner, Luke Peters, right here. Now, he's already been awarded his prize, but we want to give him recognition for coming in, and his time, 18 minutes and 49 seconds on the 3K. Give a big round of applause for Luke Peters there. Next up, coming in second place on the 3K, is Sophia Loren. Come on out here, Sophia! Sophia Loren is accompanied by her special human, Tina Karchner, and their time is 18 minutes and 21 seconds. So, give a big round of applause for Sophia Loren and her human, Tina. And last but not least, our first place winner for the 3K is Kona. And Kona is accompanied today by sorry about that, Kona. And that's Kevin Barnhart with an incredible time of 11 minutes and 53 seconds. Give Kona a big round of applause. These are three winners for the 3K, and they deserve a big round. Give them a big round of applause.
Well, I've finally caught up with Dave Rogers. Dave, what are you doing with Bark at the Park here today?
This is the most incredible event. I got to tell you, Guy, we've got all sorts of great stuff coming up today. There's a 3K doggy dash and dawdle.
And, what? Hang on. A dawdly? A what?
A doggy dash and dawdle. And the doggies are going to take their humans on a 3K run or walk if you want to walk.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then for those that really don't want to do the 3K, there's a 1 mile option also. And it's so the dogs can take their humans on a nice walk.
Well, they need plenty of exercise, these humans.
And there's some great prizes for whoever comes in first. So we're looking forward to that. Later on today, there's going to be a doggy costume contest. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. And we're just looking forward to all of this. And we've got vendors out here. The sponsors are fantastic. And it's just to dedicate. You look right over there. It's the dog park. It's right there. And it's so exciting because Carlsbad has this dog park. And it's time for the dogs to come and play and have a good time. And you can even take them off the leash. Well, it's really wonderful.
Let me just ask you a question, because obviously living in the desert, a lot of people don't have trees in the desert. We are absolutely blessed in Carlsbad.
Yes.
But I mean, even our dogs are, because, I mean, desert, prickly pear, I mean,
yes.
We've got trees.
We got real trees.
Real trees, so there's no problem there whatsoever.
None at all.
This looks as though it's going to be a great turnout. Is this the first one they've ever done?
First annual, and it's to dedicate the dog park. We hope to do this again every year, have a whole lot of fun with it, and it'll be fantastic.
So did you say there's going to be other competitions going on today about sort of dog costumes and things like that? Well, they're going to dress up a fashion parade or
yeah,
what?
we're going to have a fashion parade.
You're kidding.
Dress up the dogs, and the best costume wins.
Wow.
We've got all sorts sorts of prizes. The high school's been building some dog houses.
Oh, wow.
We're going to raffle those off today.
What an event.
So it's absolutely fantastic.
I tell you what, and I thought I was barking up the wrong tree because I thought it was a totally different event. I'm so pleased to have come down here.
It is great.
And we're going to watch you later on because I understand you've been roped into emceeing.
Yeah, they asked me to MC, and I, I'm glad to do it, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
She's right here. Come here, Ramona.
Ramona, drop the camera down.
Come here, Ramona.
Look at this. This is Ramona.
This is Ramona.
Ramona, how are
And-
you, Ramona? Say hello to Channel 23.
And Ramona just loves the dog park, and she's the reason we're out here today to have fun.
Look at that. Look at that face. Now, is it? So this is your dog?
This is my dog.
So any special diet you feed her on, Dave?
Whatever she wants. She's
Whatever
very
she
spoiled.
wants. So, has she got any boyfriends out there, do you think?
No, she's fixed.
Oh, she's... Don't go there, folks. Cut that part.
But
So-
that's important to note because
Really?
the rules for the dog park is
Yeah.
they want all the dogs spayed and neutered and with all their shots and
Right.
and city tags. She's got her
Right,
city
she's got her
tag.
city tag. That's
So-
terrific. That's
So,
lovely.
Yeah, she's got her tags here.
Lovely.
So and that is to protect the safety of everybody.
Right.
And this is particularly important,
Right.
very important with the rabies outbreak and the rabid skunks that we've had. It's very important that we are all responsible pet owners and have our dogs spayed and neutered and shot and everything taken care of, and that all the dogs in the dog park are safe.
So
Just
now-
like Ramona.
So, does she do any tricks or anything?
No, she sleeps.
She sleeps. So she's not a particularly good guard dog. I can see she looks very, very vicious.
Yes, she'll lick you to death.
Now, somebody told me that sometimes they can go on a calendar. There's this like competition where you can enter and they go on a calendar or something at the Cat's Meow. Or...
I haven't entered her in the calendar, but that's a possibility.
Well, I think so, Dave, because I tell you, I think she's a beauty. Don't you think so, viewers? Listen, we're going to check you out later on
Yeah.
today, Dave, and I'm so pleased you're emceeing this, and we'll look forward to seeing some of the other pet owners and
Yes.
organisers.
Well, and remember, it's very important here. It's the dogs and they're humans.
Did
The
you hear that,
dog,
folks?
the dogs own us.
Yeah.
We just think it's the other way around.
Yeah, and of course, we won't let Bob Scholl watch this show because, of course, he's into cats. So you
Oh.
never know. He may want to top this.
Cat lovers, I respect them, I love them, but I love my dog more.
Well, I'll tell you what, I can't see any cats within 2 miles of this area.
I don't
So
think a cat would be caught dead on this side of the river today.
I think they must have got the memo.
Yes.
We'll speak to you later, Dave.
All right, thanks, guy.
Thanks. Well, I finally caught up with one of the organisers from Sea Paws, Suzanne Hatton. Welcome to Channel 23, Susan. And I tell you what, I thought it was a completely different event. I thought it was all about trees, bark, that sort of thing. So tell her what's going on here. I can see people running with dogs and all that sort of thing. Just face the camera and tell us what's going on.
Yeah, we've got the first annual 3K 1 mile doggy dash and dawdle put on by Sea Paws. Sponsored, we've got a number of sponsors, and some of our runners are coming back from the 3K run
Well, that's
as we speak.
That's terrific. I mean, so how long did it take you to put this event together?
It's taken about 3 months.
And is this going to be an annual event?
We are hoping so.
We saw a lot of humans being walked by their dogs earlier on. Now, is this going to be the new trend for Carlsbad? We're going to turn into a real health fitness deal with canine taking humans out for walks? I mean, that could be a good thing, couldn't it?
It could be a very good thing. Let's hope so.
Now, I noticed over there we've got a few trees, but we don't really have too many of these, what do they call them, fire hydrants. Is this the sort of thing we're going to get later on for the dogs for their exercise or what?
Actually, we're hoping that the city is going to donate some of their used fire hydrants to get in the dog park.
Well,
So,
that would
that'd
be good
fun.
because, I mean, they need that. That's part of their exercise. I understand.
Yes, that's what I understand.
So have you got to be a member to be part of Sea Paws at all?
Yeah, if we're a local organization dedicated to promoting pet responsibility in Carlsbad and Eddy County, and we meet once a month on Thursdays at 6 o'clock. Actually, it's every second Thursday
Okay.
of the month at the Public Library Annex.
So if somebody wants to contact you with a bit of more information, what's your telephone number? Have you got a number there they can call you at?
Yeah, you can call 575-302 2341.
Now, tell us a little bit about some of the dogs that are participating. I mean, are they sort of a certain type of breed? Are they big, small, or it's just anybody can sort of enter? You don't have to be a thoroughbred. We can exercise your dogs and all that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, everybody's welcome. We've got the full-breeded AKC
Wow.
here. We've got mixed breeds, little mutts. We've
Oh,
got
wow.
them all. Yeah,
I like
we
the
got
little
them all.
mutts, I must say.
I do too.
Now, I notice you've got a lot of booths here. We're going to go and interview some of those people. Primarily, what is their role of being here? What are they doing?
The basic purpose of this event is pet education,
Okay.
awareness, just helping promoting the welfare of the animals within Carlsbad and Eddy County, and that's what most of our vendors are here to do, provide educational material. They've got a lot of freebies, educational freebies, fun stuff for the dogs.
Well, we're going to check out the dog park in a minute, and hopefully people will contact you. Now, once again, you meet when?
We meet the second Tuesday of every month.
And telephone number, people, viewers, call this number if you want to get involved, because it's very important. We've got the most luxurious dog park here in Carlsbad. So
We
what's
do.
your number again? They can call you at?
575-302-2341.
We're going to check out some of the fire hydrants, I think.
All right.
Thanks for talking
All right.
to us.
Thanks, Guy.
Bye. So I've found a couple of friends here, and first of all, could you tell us your name, sir?
Luke,
Luke. And who's this, Luke?
Maddie,
Maddie. And what sort of dog is this? What breed is it, do you know?
a lab,
A lab. Now, how old is, did you say it's a he or a she?
2.
No, is it a he or a she?
It's a girl.
We've got an echo, it's a girl. Okay, so do you know how old she is? Did you say 2?
Yeah,
Now, is this your dog or is this mum's dog or dad's dog?
this is all our dogs.
Ah, dog. Well, that's terrific. Now, is she well behaved?
Yes,
Does she eat much?
yes.
Really? What does she eat? Does she like eat human food or she have special diets?
Her eats human food and dog food and dead food.
Oh, wow, that's great. And what sort of human food does she eat then? Do you know? Does she eat sort of eggs and bacon and that sort of thing, or just scraps?
I think her eats scraps.
And do you exercise her?
Yes.
Where do you take her? Do you take her around the park here then?
Yeah.
Whoops, she wants to go, and that's okay. And Mum's just come into the rescue there, folks. Is she well behaved, would you say?
Yes.
She is?
Yeah.
Okay, and what else do you think we should know about dogs, particularly this type of dog? I mean, is there certain dogs, do you think, that are more friendly with children, or do you think it's the way we treat them from the beginning when they're a little puppy?
I think when we train them for a little puppy.
Well, that's great. Do you want to say to our camera people and all our viewers, watch me on 23? Look at that camera and say to all our thousands of viewers, hi, watch me on 23.
Watch me on 23.
What a winner, folks. Thank you. Thanks for talking to us, and go and feed that dog and exercise him. See you later. Bye. Let's check out some more dogs, folks. A lady here, and your number is 109. Now, what does this mean? Have you been running or what?
We've been running.
Running with who? Your dog here?
Yes. So
And-
Lorraine.
Did she wear you out or he wear you out? Is it he or she?
It's a she.
It's a she. Well, I can see that. Cameraman, look at that pretty dog there. She is beautiful. So, how far did you have to run with this dog?
We did the 3K.
Wow. And is she keeping you fit?
Oh, yes.
Do you do this very often?
Almost every day.
You're kidding me.
No, we like to walk.
Wow, that is fantastic. So what do you think about the new dog park? Isn't it fabulous?
Great. It's very nice.
So do you use that every day or mostly walking round?
Just walking around.
Now, there is a bit of behavioural stuff we've got to do here in the park, haven't we? What are the rules and regulations? You've got to keep it on a leash, is that right?
Keep it on the leash. I think you have to clean up if they make a mess. And
Well, we're gonna get some explanation about that with somebody else. Well, thanks very much talking to you. Now, what is your name? We didn't get your name.
My name is Tina.
Tina, we're going to look out for you exercising around the park with your dog. Thanks for talking to Channel 23.
Thank you.
Hi, ladies. How are you? We are Channel 23, a very, very famous television station here in Carlsbad. And I'll tell you what, we're checking out this event. This is fabulous. Could you tell us your name first of all?
Laura Hughes, and The dog is Max.
Max. Okay, so that's a boy, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, how did I guess? And
Leslie Brown, and this is Bogart.
Bogart. Now, I noticed Bogart.
Bogart, yep.
It's not Humphrey Bogart. I notice he's got a few little, is he like a working dog? He's got a few little bags on the back there. Is he going on vacation or what?
I'm getting him prepared for hiking, yes.
Oh, for hiking. So what has he got, like a tent in there and a camp bag and little, what's he carry there in the bags?
Just his food and his water, maybe his little tent too.
Well, that looks terrific. So, hey, is he friendly? Can I sort of pat him? Because I understand you mustn't talk to dogs or children on television. I've covered that this morning. I've been pretty safe. So, can he come over here? What's his name again?
Bogart.
Bogart, come here. That's it. Yeah, friendly. Channel 23. So, how old is he?
He just turned 1 year old.
Oh, wow. He seems very well trained.
He's a good dog, yeah.
He's a good dog.
Yeah.
What made you get a dog like this? Did you rescue him or did you buy?
I walked in the animal shelter and I found a bunch of dogs, and he's the one I picked out. I didn't really actually think I was going to get a dog, but
yeah, well, you know, we must take more advantage of that, because I'll tell you what, that little animal shelter we got is fabulous. Every time I go in there, I can't believe, you know, how some of those animals have been just abandoned and, you know, haven't really been taken care of. So when he found you, that must have been it. That was the turning point of his life, yes?
That was it, yes, yes.
So have you got a big garden, or do you use the park for exercising?
The park. I use all of this. I go up the Ocotillo Trail, also up behind the college up there. And then, yeah, and I have a big yard too.
So we've got to really thank our city, haven't we, for this? Yeah. Isn't this wonderful?
It is.
I mean, it keeps us fit and it keeps us exercised. Well, that's great, and good to meet you, Bogart. Yeah. Nice to meet you, mate, and I'll probably see you later. Now, I'm going to talk to your friend here.
Okay.
And if I can just, camera guy, if you could just bring her friend in here, because this is all ad lib. We didn't do any rehearsals for this, folks. Now, so what have we got here? What is this breed? Let's just get down here if you can.
Okay.
What is he?
He's a basset hound.
A basset hound. Can you face the camera, young? Is it a lady or a man?
Boy.
It's a boy. Yeah. And I tell you what, I think he's going to be a ballet dancer, because look at his feet. They're so well turned out, aren't they?
I know. That's just the way he walks.
So, does he do much exercising? Do you take him around here a lot?
Well, we've taken him for walks along the river and around my neighborhood, and we have a good-sized yard, so he gets a lot of exercise anyway.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I mean, he's got a lovely smile, and look at that. I mean, these ears are fabulous.
Yes.
Do you take him to the hairdressers or bath him that often?
No, unfortunately I don't. He's strictly outdoors, and he just gets dirty anyway.
Now, any animals at home, any cats or anything like that?
Right now we're dog sitting for a small black hairy mutt, and that's his best buddy, and the dog's staying with us for a while until his owner gets an apartment where she can have her pet.
So, any tricks? Does he do any tricks?
No, he doesn't. He's just very mellow and laid back, but he howls every time a train comes along in our neighborhood, and that's a lot.
Oh, well, that is incredible. So, do you think, I mean, is he pretty fast? Does he sort of run with other dogs when he gets to our wonderful dog park, or?
We haven't ventured there yet, but I'm sure he can run pretty fast, but only for a few minutes, and then he'll just kind of slow down.
I think he likes being on television, don't you? Because, I mean, I think he's going to be a pretty good superstar one day. I mean, do you think you could show him in sort of these wonderful Westminster, dog shows?
Actually, no, he's not a show dog, but he's been on the Noah's Ark calendar a few times.
So, you're famous. Could I have your autograph? Yes. Well, that is wonderful. Do you know what? We've got so many star dogs here in Carlsbad.
Yeah.
I am so proud of you, ma'am, as an owner, and obviously you're going to take care of him, and
definitely.
I hope he gets on well with his little pal he's sort of taken care of.
They get along pretty well. I mean, Buddy's kind of become a member of the backyard household, and he's there a lot whenever his owner's at work. We just kind of dog sit for the owner, and then Buddy will go home at night with his owner, but right now he can't for a few months.
Well, that's great. Well, thanks for talking to us on Channel 23, and particularly to you, sir. And we're going to look out for that calendar. How can we get those calendars?
Well, you just you go over to the Cat's Meow,
Yeah.
and it's like, and you enter it's like you find a picture of that you like of the dog. You bring it down to the Cat's Meow, and you pay $7 to for each photo. And he's been lucky; he's ended up on there twice.
Well, he's very handsome, and look at that smile, folks. Thanks for being on Channel 23, and I'm going to look out for you on your calendar.
Yes.
I still think he could have been a ballet dancer.
Oh, I don't know. It would be funny to see him in a tutu.
We can't follow that, folks. What's your name, sir?
Juvie?
Juvie. Now, have you got a dog here or what?
No.
Have you got a dog at home?
Yes.
And what's the dog's name?
Evie?
And so you didn't bring him here today for this event?
No.
Okay, is he well behaved?
Yes.
How old is he?
About 18 months.
18 months. And what sort of a dog is he?
Pit bull?
A pit bull? Is he friendly?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of talk about pit bulls not being very friendly. And why do you think some of these pit bulls aren't friendly? Why do you think that? I mean, you've got one that's friendly.
I think they're just trying to protect their owners.
Really? Now, what about exercise? Do you exercise this one? Is it a family dog or is it your dog?
It's a family dog.
Wow. So do you have different times where you have to feed him and exercise him, or it's just sort of at random?
Random.
Random. Well, that's great. Well, thanks for talking to Channel 23. Now, are you familiar with our dog park here?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
It's pretty cool.
So who you got to thank for that?
Channel 23.
Well, I wish it was Channel 23, but you might as well look at the camera there and say thanks, Mayor, and thanks, City Council, for providing us with a fabulous dog park.
Thanks, City Council, for providing us with a cool dog park.
Cool, huh, folks? There you go. Hey, we'll see you soon. Maybe you bring the pit bull down here next year.
Yes.
Great. Thanks for being on Channel 23, young man. Do you want to look at the camera and say, watch me on 23? Go on.
Watch me on 23.
Terrific. I'm here with Stephanie Shumsky, and she is the planning organizer for the city of Carlsbad. Welcome to Channel 23, Stephanie. I understand you were very, very instrumental in the whole planning process of this doggy park here in Carlsbad. Tell the viewers a little bit about that.
Well, about 2 years ago, I wanted to build a dog park here in Carlsbad, and I presented the idea to CPAWS. And of course they were supportive of that, and we went to the Parks and Recreation Board and they supported it unanimously, and then we got the project approved by the City Council, and they funded the construction of the dog park, which is located at 122 East Lee Street near the river. And the park is going to have, well, currently it has benches already. It's got doggy bags for picking up waste. There's a small dog area for dogs 25 pounds and under. There's a large dog area. It's completely fenced in. We are in the process of installing a water fountain. We're going to have 2 large shade structures and an agility course.
Wow.
So yeah, we're going to be building that out this summer. So it should be completed by this fall.
Well, hats off to you and the city for obviously providing that. It's a great location. What was the total cost of this?
$50,000.
And most of that was for the fencing and that sort of thing?
Yes, the fencing and agility course is going to be a little expensive, but it's going to be a really wonderful amenity for dog lovers here in Carlsbad and visitors to Carlsbad.
Yeah, well, I must say it is phenomenal, and it's getting more and more utilized. Obviously, this event is going to really bring it home to people that they need to make use of this. I mean, it's such a wonderful backdrop. I was looking at the river earlier on. There's the ducks out there. There's people exercising, cycling, that sort of thing. So what better for you to bring this to the foreground to get this done for the community of Carlsbad?
Exactly. The park is a wonderful place to relax and look at the river. It's got a beautiful view. The Bark in the Park event today is a great showcase of the support that we have in this community for dogs and the responsible pet ownership for dogs and other animals. And we've got the Animal Care Center here and the city's animal control officers. We've got vendors, prizes. If you're out there today and you want to stop by, it's going to be an awesome, fun day.
Well, Stephanie, on a personal note with the animals when they exercise, are you going to get some more water hydrants out there for them? Because you haven't got many trees, have you?
Yes, we have.
Is this part of the, in America?
We're going to have a water hydrant.
Oh,
we're
right.
going to have actually a water fountain for water, and then we're going to have some other different types of decorative things out there.
Oh, good. Well, but that's great. So what are some of the rules? I mean, obviously, do they have to be members? Have they got a key to get in, the dogs, or is it the their owners that have to take care of them, make sure?
The owners take care of the dogs.
Right.
All dogs that are well-behaved, non-aggressive dogs are welcome.
Yeah.
They need to have all their shots. If they're visiting out of town, we understand that they may not have a city license, and that's okay.
Right.
But if it's if you live in town, in the city limits, you need to have your city license, and of course all your vaccines.
Okay, well that's okay. Look at that.
We have little scuffles once
We
in a
do
while,
have
but they
little
don't-
scuffles. We all have little scuffles. Hey, listen, but that's okay because I think, was it your one causing the trouble?
That was my dog.
She never did anything.
She's kind of a brat sometimes.
Would you pick her up a second, your little
This
one?
is Kitzel. Yeah.
Look at this, folks. And
Kitzel.
who is this?
Kitzel.
Hi, Kitzel.
Means tickle in German. She's a dachshund, a long-haired dachshund.
She seems very friendly.
She's
She
very friendly.
Look at this, folks. She's giving me a kiss. Now, they told me never to go on television with animals or humans because I've seen some of the things that happen
unpredictable.
sometimes. So how old is she?
She's a little over a year. I adopted her from the Roswell Animal Shelter in October. She was a stray, unbelievably.
Yeah.
And her owner never came to claim her, so I was lucky enough to adopt her, and I've had her since October, but she's about a year and a half.
She seems very uncontrollable.
She's very uncontrollable. She loves to sit on your lap and just relax. She's very mellow.
Well, now, I was talking to a couple of the owners earlier on, and they were talking about the sort of food they feed them. It's a very strict diet, this one?
Well, she loves to eat, so I have to feed her light food.
What, fat-free, you mean?
Yeah, fat-free, low calorie,
gosh.
because she'll eat and eat and eat, and she likes to pick the certain pieces out that she really likes.
My goodness. So how much exercise would she get a day?
She has a doggy door at home, so she comes in and out of the house all the time. I have my other dog, and they're playing constantly in the yard, and I have friends over with dogs. And
What about the cats? You got a cat at home?
I have a cat, yes. And Kitzel and the cat do like each other, and they do play. She chases the cat around once in a while, so.
Well, she's an absolute beauty, and I'm so pleased, Stephanie. I mean, everybody here should be giving you a great round of applause because without people like you working for the city of Carlsbad, we wouldn't have had this done. So we're so pleased and proud of you. You've done a great job. You made it happen. And how long have you been with the city now?
I've been with the city a little over 4 years. I'm the planning supervisor, and you know, it was an idea that I had, but without the community support, it never ever would have happened. And the support of the city council, which we really, really appreciate.
Well, I'm looking forward to next year and obviously exercising my dog here sometime next week. There's some other crazy stuff going on. Thanks for being on
Thank
Channel
you.
23.
Thanks, Guy.
One of the winners in this wonderful event today. Could you tell us your name, sir?
Kevin Barnhart.
Kevin, what was this? Were you in a race or something?
Yeah, it was a 3K fun run with the dogs. Doggy dash, I guess.
Wow. And so how long did it take you, this 3K race?
Just under 12, I think. Just under
12 minutes?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, have you been practicing this? I mean, was there an incredible prize for this?
Actually, yeah, I got a pretty nice prize. I think it was probably from Lowe's. It was a set of tools.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah, it was nicer than I
That's
expected.
terrific. So you're going to share those with your dogs?
Maybe we'll build them a nice dog house.
That is nice. Now, do they live inside or outside, your dogs?
They come in and out. They're outside mostly during the day, come in at night, and they're spoiled rotten.
Well, that's great. Can we just sort of lower the camera down and get down and just tell us a little bit about the dogs? What sort of breed is this? Can I get near them? He's not going to bite me or anything?
No,
oh, that's great.
We turn them around.
They don't eat out your hand or anything like that. So, what have we got here?
They're both both rescue dogs. So I picked them up when they were both about a year and a half. He's 7 years now, and she's about a year and a half years old.
Oh wow!
And but yeah, they're real mellow dogs and well behaved for the most part. She's got a lot of energy. I run them almost every day of the week.
Well, I mean, that's cost you what do you feed them on?
They cost me about $1 a day in food each. Probably.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to be worth it. I mean,
oh yeah.
You know, people could go out and spend that sort of money on a meal every day, and I mean, what pleasure this is going to give you.
You can't find a better companion than one of these animals.
So what do you think of the dog park?
I think it's nice. I think they're finally working some of the kinks out of it with the burrs and some of the holes under the fences and that sort of thing. But it's nice to see people out and socializing their dogs.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, and that's exercise for the dogs to get the burrs out of their feet. I mean, I live way out in the county there, and as soon as we take our dog out a certain time of the year, they've got burrs in their paws, and I mean, that's part of the deal. So, what do you think is the best sort of things you could talk about for young people getting dogs this size? I mean, is this a good thing, do you think, to rescue a dog or to get a dog that's young? Or
you definitely need to research your breeds and to figure out what sort of lifestyle you want to have and how much time you're going to spend with your dog. So a dog like the young one Kona here, like I say, I run her every day.
Wow.
And but she needs it. She's got a lot of energy, and if you take this sort of dog and you put them in the backyard and you ignore them, they're gonna start to get real aggressive and destroy things and that sort of. So just you have to research the breed of the dog and the temperament and make sure that you want to take care of them like they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many animals out there that have been abused. I cannot believe sometimes when you go down to the animal shelter, some of those people out there have animals and they've really abused them. It's so sad, but people like you that rescue them, we really appreciate it. And hey, hopefully,
for sure,
we'll probably catch up on you running around the park with the dogs one day.
Probably.
Thanks a lot for talking to Channel 23.
Give him a big round of applause. Okay, next up, who do we have here today? You want to tell me your name? Zoe, and what's your dog's name, Zoe? Juana? Delilah. Okay, so Zoe and Delilah, go ahead and walk, and Delilah's dressed in a beautiful little dress there, and she's going to walk with Zoe. Walking all the way down there, that's right. What a wonderful bunch. Give them a big round of applause for Delilah and Zoe. How fantastic is that? Come on back now. That's wonderful. Give them another big round of applause as she walks back. Yay! And last we have, who do we have here? Sadie, and who is Sadie's human? Sadie and Debbie. Sadie is dressed as a pirate today. So give a big round of applause for Sadie. And as she walks around looking for her pirate ship, all sorts of exciting times. This is great. Give another big round of applause for Sadie. Okay.
Well, I'm here talking to one of the owners of the Pet Costume Parade. And could you tell us your name, ma'am?
My name's Debbie Middleton.
And who have we got here?
This is Sadie.
Sadie. And how old is Sadie?
Sadie is 4 years old, I believe.
4 years old. And she came first.
Yes, she won first place.
First place. Now, did she choose the costume or did you go out shopping for her?
Well, I went shopping for her, yes. She wears it for Halloween.
Halloween. I mean, has she got a thing about pirates, do you think?
Well, I don't know. We couldn't find the patch, though, so.
The patch. Well, she's got beautiful eyesight, I can see. Now, does she on a special diet to wear a costume like this? I mean, she's probably got to watch her figure, hasn't she?
Well, not really. She pretty much eats what she wants to eat.
Right. And what about exercise? I mean, did you have to sort of train her and get her fit for this parade, this costume parade?
She has other dogs at home that they get a lot of exercise in the backyard.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
Now, the actual costume, was this bought off the peg? Did you have to go to a big city to buy this, or?
Well, no, right here in Carlsbad.
You're kidding me?
No.
There's a place in Carlsbad we could buy. Well,
Yes.
what's the place called? We'll give it a plug.
I believe Walmart.
Walmart have these. Wow, that is terrific. So did she have to go into the rooms to try them on if it's the right size?
No, I pretty much took the size of
Right.
her and went and bought it.
Well, that's great. And has she got any other costumes at home? Does she dress up that much? I mean, you said Halloween. What about Christmas?
No, no Christmas.
No Santa Claus outfit?
Well, she does wear a Santa hat.
She does?
Yes.
Well, that's great. Now, food. Is she a bit picky with food? What sort of food does she have?
No, she likes the pedigree.
She does?
Yes.
She likes me, I think.
Yes, she does. She'll give you a kiss.
Really?
Yes,
Give us a
see?
kiss.
She'll give you a kiss, see? She likes you.
She does like me. That makes a change. There are a lot of people that don't like me. I found a friend. Well, that's great. I'm so pleased. And what do you think about this new park we've got here for the
I
dogs?
think it's wonderful.
Isn't it great?
It is wonderful. I have a few different dogs that I bring down. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
I'm
and it's
so
so
pleased.
well organised.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got everything there, the little doggy bags.
Yes.
I keep saying that they need to get a few more of these fire hydrants for the boys. I mean, because we haven't got many trees there, have we?
Well, no.
You don't have to worry, of course. This
Well,
is just
no.
between you and
yeah.
I.
Yeah, they need to have some fire hydrants inside the dog park, probably.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Those fake ones.
Yes.
Well, that's good. Well, we'll have a word with the mayor.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get him out there to donate one.
There
Can you
we go.
imagine doing a ribbon cutting for
Oh my
fire
goodness.
hydrants?
Oh my goodness. Do you think he'd do it?
We could ask him.
Yeah, we could.
Let's ask him.
Yes, we could.
Next city council meeting.
There you
Great.
go.
See you later. I love your costume. Do you want to say hello to Channel 23? Say, watch me on 23. Well, I've finally caught up with two very, very important people that are really instrumental in making sure our animals are kept safe and they're rescued. So first of all, we've got the director of Noah's Ark. Could you tell Channel 23 your name, please, ma'am?
I'm Angela Carey.
And we have,
Supervisor for Animal Control for the city. My name is Tina Dorado.
and I tell you what, these two people do an incredible job for our animals in Carlsbad, and indeed they cross over to the county, I know. So tell us first of all, what do you think of this event that's been organised today?
I think it's a great idea. Get the animals out here and their owners, get them some information on, for us, for rabies and adoptions. And I see that the vets are here, get them information on health care. Great idea to get the animal owners in the community involved in something.
Yeah, I noticed that when I started talking to a lot of the owners here, a lot of these owners, they are actually rescue dogs.
Right. Yes, we have a lot of people here that I've seen that have adopted animals from us, so that's always great for me. Other ones are involved in pet therapy, doing something good for the community with their animals, so that's all wonderful.
Well, and I must say, you know, you do see a lot of people supporting Noah's Ark, and you've got a great downtown facility that, you know, partly funds that, and obviously the city is very instrumental in funding your facility out there. How many animals can you actually take care of out there sort of on a weekly or monthly basis?
Okay. We have room for about 50 dogs and 30 cats at a time. Some months we get in 200 to 300.
Wow.
Other months during the summer we can have up to 500 intakes in a single month.
So now, what's the protocol for somebody? I mean, I would imagine a lot of people seeing this show are probably fall in love with some of these dogs and how they got them. When's a good time for people to come and check out your shelter and possibly go through the process of adopting one of these animals?
Okay. We're open 6 days a week. We're open from 12 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. You can also always visit our website at www.noahsarkshelter.org for pictures and descriptions of all the animals currently at the shelter.
Oh, that's terrific. Well, let's go over to, I think, one of the most important persons that's involved in animal rescue, and you probably got some happy days and some really sad days, because I know I can't think of anything worse than having to go and you know, sadly pick a dog that's been run over, or a cat that's been run over that people have called up, and you know, just take us through that. How long have you been in the animal division with Carlsbad, the city of Carlsbad?
A little over 5 years now.
And what made you choose to go into that? I mean, you
Just happened. I don't know what made me choose, it just happened.
What are the most saddest things that you've experienced over the years? I mean, gosh, some of the biggest animals, smallest animals, that sort of thing?
I think the hardest thing right now, especially with the rabies outbreak, is the animals that have been exposed to a rabid skunk.
Ugh.
The animals are healthy at the time, but since they were not current on rabies vaccines, I have to pick them up and I have to humanely euthanize them.
Wow, that is, so what about some of the happiest stories?
Well,
reuniting the animals with their owners.
Well, actually, recently we had a ground squirrel stuck in the river over here at the Lower Tansel area where the dam is.
A ground squirrel?
Yeah, got stuck in the water, couldn't get out, was barely hanging on, so I rigged something together, lowered my net down, and was able to scoop him out of the water and rushed him to Desert Willow to the wildlife vet, and it was okay, and she released it, so it's all good. That's a happy for me.
Yeah, because we always think, I suppose, of you know, cats and dogs, but of course, isn't there a boa constrictor or something I read about that's on the loose out somewhere?
I actually have picked up a python about 2-3 years ago, running loose or slithering loose. Yeah, I've got some really quite interesting calls. It's not just the native animals here.
So if somebody wants to report something regarding possibly animal cruelty or that sort of thing, what is the procedure for that?
Call the Carlsbad Police Department at 885-2111, extension 0, and let the dispatch know what's going on, and then we'll go investigate it.
And would this be the same if there was an animal that was injured in the road? Would they call the dispatch?
Dispatch. Carlsbad Police Department to contact animal control. That's how we are dispatched to any call right now.
Well, I tell you, you should be applauded, because I tell you, to do a job like you do, I don't know how you do it. So hats off to you, and anybody that sees this lady in Carlsbad, you give her a pat on the back. She does a great job. Talking about animals, obviously, what is the most exotic animal that's been brought to Noah's Ark, would you say?
Oh goodness, we've had lots of livestock: sheep, goats, chickens, roosters, pig. We just recently had the cutest little potbelly pig that was loose in somebody's front yard. We've had deer brought in, raccoons, 3 or 4 day old baby skunks before the rabies outbreak.
Wow.
Ferrets. I know the county animal control recently picked up a crocodile, baby crocodile. Right? No, so we've seen it all, honestly. We've seen a lot of things that you would not really expect.
So now, once again, what's the best procedure for somebody that sees an animal that's obviously in distress or is lost? I mean, don't pick it up and bring it to you.
No, call animal control immediately. We don't want to take the potential of somebody getting bit.
Okay, well, you heard that, folks, and once again, thanks for talking to us on Channel 23, and this is a great event, and obviously bringing more awareness to, you know, pet ownership and responsibility, and this is going to be a great park. I'm going to check it out some more, so thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
We are at a booth here at the Bark in the Park event, and I'm talking to
Jennifer Donner.
Jennifer, tell us what you're doing here.
Well, we are here representing Carlsbad Pet Therapy. We're a volunteer group that volunteer in the schools, the nursing homes, do reading programs with our dogs.
Okay, so how many dogs do you have in this particular program, would you say?
About 10 right
About 10?
10 dogs and handlers.
And particular type of dogs they've got to be? Have they got to be well behaved? Or
Well behaved. We're not breed specific. As long as the dog is well behaved and has an aptitude for the work, then we're good to go. And we even have a couple of cats.
Oh wow! So how long has this program been going in Carlsbad?
About 10 years.
About 10 years?
Yep. Yep.
That's terrific. And do you have to actually be a member? Is there training, that sort of thing you have to?
Yes, we go through a lot of training, obedience, extended training, and yes, we do have an evaluation and you end up being a member. And we try to keep things very organized and safe for the public so that we represent ourselves well and do a good job.
So now you said you go to the schools with the dogs. What is the purpose of that?
This is a neat program, Reading with the Children. And what it does is it puts a handler and a dog with a child that has problems reading. And the child can read to the dog, whereas they don't want to read in front of a class of people if they have reading problems. They'll read to the dog loves hearing them, and they don't feel intimidated, and they can learn to read at their own pace, and it's wonderful.
That is terrific. What sort of age group would those children be then?
I think we're working with the elementary schools, probably about 3rd grade. 1st, 3rd grade, in between there, just whoever needs help. And teachers have such a huge class load, it's hard to individualize, so this really helps the teachers as well.
Now, do you also, you said you go to, is it Lanson Homes you go to?
Lanson and Lakeview. We visit the nursing homes, and we go in there and just visit with the residents and try to spread a little cheer in there and help them to feel better.
Well, that's terrific. So look, if somebody watching the show wants to get involved with this, what's their best way of contacting?
Best way would be to contact Vicki Kirchner. You can reach her at 885-7943, or you can contact me, Jennifer Donner, at 725-5250.
Well, that's great. Thanks for talking to us on Channel 23, and hopefully you'll get a lot more members because certainly it's a great program.
It is.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
We're now talking to Joanne of Joanne's Crafts and Gifts. And Joanne, I noticed a lot of the dogs out here are very hot, but part of your wares that you're selling here are little collars. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Yes, these are doggy coolers and everything that you can wear, like I'm wearing one now and everything, so humans can wear them too. But I originally started making them because my nephew had came down last July in Albuquerque and it was so hot. He says, hey, could you make mine some? And they loved them so much that I started making them, and they've got little crystals inside them. They're little bitty crystals, and when they absorb the water, they grow bigger and everything, and they're reusable. Once you just put them in water to puff them up. Once the material dries out, you just dip them in water to cool them off. At the end of the season, when you don't need them, you can just hang them up and dry them out. They're machine washable. You don't want to dry them and you don't want to freeze them, but the dogs love them. They don't even know that they have them on it, and they cool them off real easy.
So you actually make these yourself?
Yes, I do. I invented the pattern and made it.
Well, is there anything else you're going to sort of invent for our wonderful canine population in Carlsbad?
I'm always open to new ideas and everything, and when people suggest something, I try to think it out and everything and figure out something for anyone and everyone.
Well, you know, somebody told me that the new dog park there's a few burrs there. So I'm wondering maybe some slippers or shoes or something like that,
yeah,
maybe.
We can make slippers and everything that you can put on the dogs. We can, and everything where you can slip them on them, and we just have like elastic around the tops of them.
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, maybe we could use one that would cool their little paws as well.
Yes, they could do that. We can make it out of material where the outside would be like a tough vinyl material and the inside would be cloth and everything where you could put the coolers in.
So just tell us, any dog owners out there, I mean, obviously we're going to get inundated with this dog park because, of course, we've got thousands of viewers out there on Channel 23, so they'll all be coming to the dog park once they've seen this show. So how can they get hold of you so they can purchase one of these?
Well, I'll be at the farmer's market all summer long.
Oh, great.
And so if you come by and see me, if you have any suggestions, I'm always willing to try to figure out something to make some, and I'll start working on those booties for those dogs.
Why not? And should they make an appointment, the dogs, to come and see you at Farmer's Market on a Saturday? I mean, do they have to be fitted, or these like standard sizes?
I will probably fit them like small, medium, and large.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah, and so they could try them on and see how they fit.
Well, Joanne, I think this is a great idea. I think it's really going to catch on. And, hey, if you need anybody to help with the sewing machine, maybe I could give you a hand with the booties.
Sure, sure. I'll be sure to call you.
We'll see you at Farmer's Market Saturday.
I'll be there.
I am talking to, is it Ramona?
Yes, Ramona.
Ramona. And who is this again?
Ramona?
No, this animal here.
A dog?
It's a dog. Very good. And is it your dog?
It's my dad.
Your dad's dog. And now, who's in charge of the dog then? You or your dad?
My dad and me.
And you. So, is he good in the morning, your dog?
Yes.
Does she wake up? Is it he or she? I can't remember.
A she.
It's a she. So who wakes up first in your house in the morning? She or she? You or her?
Me.
And so do you have to get her up and get her breakfast and everything?
Me and my dad.
So what does she have for breakfast? Does she like porridge or anything like that? Milk?
Just has
Cereal?
dog food.
Dog food in the morning. That's great. So what did you think of this event today? Did you enjoy it?
I think Ramona enjoyed it.
Did she enter into the fancy dress competition, the costume deal?
No.
No, you don't dress her up or anything for Halloween?
No.
Okay, well that's good, and I'm pleased that you've got her little dog license there, and she's got all her shots and everything. What do you think is the most important thing for children when they got dogs at home? I mean, is it important to always be very regular and very firm with them, with their behavior?
Yes.
Why do you think that is so important?
Because if you don't be firm, then they'll never learn.
They will never learn. Hey, that's a bit like children as well, isn't it? But I can tell you're a very well-behaved young lady. Is that right?
Right.
Well, I'll tell your dad. Thanks for talking to us on Channel 23. Do you want to say, watch me on 23? Look at the camera and go, watch me on 23.
Watch me on Channel 23.
She's got it, folks. Just tell us your name, ma'am.
Tiffany Garlick.
And you are with the...
Animal Care Center.
So just tell us what the Animal Care Center is all about.
Well, the Animal Care Center and the Carlsbad Animal Clinic as well, we're just here to help promote vaccinations, to get them vaccinated. We have rabies going on really bad around here. So we're trying to promote that and trying to promote, getting the puppy vaccines, because we've had some parvo going around and distemper for the canine vaccines. So we're trying to promote all that, and we're trying to promote spaying and neutering. It's just so much healthier for your pets to get them for a long, healthy life. It can really catch up to them as they get older. So we're trying to promote that, and microchipping, just in case your pet gets lost, another way to keep them safe. Wow. Just all sorts of stuff. Dentistry, to get their dentals done. Yeah, they're kind of like us. They need teeth cleaning and stuff. They can get bad gums, which can affect their organs and stuff like that. So we're trying to promote that and just all sorts of stuff.
Well, the most serious side, I suppose, is the rabies deal, which is very much in the news today. What are the signs of rabies in an animal?
Well, they can start out just not acting themselves. Right. They'll be real skittish, and then they can be really aggressive.
Oh, wow.
We have some, like if you see a skunk out in the middle of the day, that's just not normal for them, or like a fox or something, Right. So it's something to be cautious about, because they're more of nocturnal animals. So, but yeah, foaming at the mouth, they'll be real aggressive and stuff. So, if you see anything like that, it's just best to stay away, call animal control,
Right.
Let them know what's going on. Even if it may not be nothing, but you never know, especially with the breakout.
So don't bring them to the clinic. If there's any, do people call you up and ask for your advice?
We've had some call and say that they think that their animal has been exposed to rabies. So what we do there is, we tell them to call animal control, and they'll come out and they try to find the animal, the skunk or whatever, that you may have found.
Right.
And they'll quarantine your animal at the time.
Right.
Until if they find the one with the rabies, they'll go and get it tested, and as long as it comes back negative, then your animal's okay. But otherwise, they have to be quarantined for about 10 days or so.
Right.
Because sometimes the symptoms don't show up right away, so they got to be quarantined for a while.
So whereabouts are you located?
The Animal Care Center is located on 1302 South Canal, right across from La Tienda.
Okay.
And then the Carlsbad Animal Clinic is right on Blodgett Street. And so we both do dogs and cats. So you know, just give either one of us a call and make an appointment.
Right.
We'll be glad to see you. We have both clinics have great doctors, so.
What do you think of the new animal park? Isn't it fabulous?
It is awesome. I didn't know about it at the time, you know, and then they said they were going to have this bark in the park, and I was like, wow, that's kind of neat, you know, for Carlsbad to do this for the animals. It's really neat, just a place for the animals to play.
I didn't realise there were so many sort of outfits that dogs could wear now. We had a lady that goes shopping in Walmart and buys these costumes for her dogs. There was one that won, which was a pirate.
Yes.
I mean, do you have any of the sort of owners bringing their dogs to the clinic dressed up or not? Halloween, maybe?
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we have some with some really cute Halloween costumes, and others little army suits, you know. So it's really neat. You see some characters whenever you work at an animal clinic, so it's really cute.
Well, obviously the theme today is dogs.
Right.
Bark in the park, dogs. Okay. So, I mean, what sort of animals have you seen, sort of very unusual animals that people have brought into the clinic? I mean, not fleas or anything like that, but I mean, is there anything that's been very unusual? Snakes and rabbits?
We've actually had a couple of rabbits come in.
Oh, wow.
We have. They get pedicures done, you know, and
pedicures for the rabbit? That sounds good.
For the rabbits, yeah.
What about shampoo and haircut and that sort of thing for the birds or the...
Well, we do a little bit of bird clipping. I know the other clinic does some birds.
Wow.
So we've had
that's not the same time the cats are there, presumably.
No, we try to keep them all separated.
What about mice? Anybody bring mice in, pet mice?
You know, one of our doctors at the time actually had a pet rat, and she stayed with us for a while. But no, none other than that. So.
Oh, well, I tell you what, you're doing a great job. We really appreciate you being here and all your staff. Obviously, they're very dedicated to animals. A lot of animal lovers out there in Carlsbad, and we thank you for being on Channel 23.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm just glad I could help. No problem at all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
My name's Jennifer Donner, and I'm a member of Carlsbad Pet Therapy. You may be wondering what Carlsbad Pet Therapy is. We are an all-volunteer group of handlers and their animals who believe in the benefits of the human-animal bond and enjoy sharing it with others. We are part of a larger nonprofit organization called Pet Partners. Pet Partners trains and screens volunteers and their pets so they can visit patients or clients in hospitals, nursing homes, hospice, rehab centers, assisted living, physical therapy centers, schools, libraries, correctional centers, and many other facilities, benefiting over 1 million people each year from toddlers to senior citizens. We work to increase the awareness of the positive effects of animals. We want to reduce the barriers that prevent the involvement of animals in everyday life and expand the therapeutic and service role of animals in health, service, and education. So you may be wondering, what does Carlsbad Pet Therapy do in Carlsbad? In our community, we visit the nursing homes, the hospital, the Clark Farm, battered women's shelter, and are starting reading programs in the schools. We also promote responsible pet ownership. One thing I want to tell you about with the therapy dogs, what we do is our dogs are considered therapy dogs. They're trained to be very social with one or more individuals at a time. They're very well socialized and trained, and they can be handled by people of all ages, sizes, and abilities and physical conditions. Their job is to provide comfort to many individuals rather than perform specific tasks for just one individual. Here's the difference. Service dogs, you may see a handler and a dog that's a service dog team. Service dogs are trained to provide specific medical assistance to one individual. Never talk to, stare at, pet, or distract a service dog in any way. An individual with a service dog, whether you can see the disability or not, requires constant help from that dog. Be aware that that dog is working. I'm going to go get a vest and I'll show you something that might help you identify a therapy dog versus a service dog. Many times you'll see a vest on a dog that's with a handler. Therapy dogs wear them, service dogs wear them. But the neat thing about vests, there's some information on these vests. And many times it'll give you a clue as to whether this dog is a therapy dog or a working dog or a dog that's in training. You just need to read the badges. This one says in training. This badge says, ask to pet me, I'm friendly. So if you see that, ask the handler, may I pet your dog? Now, if you see a badge like this, it says, "Please don't pet me, I'm working." That means this is a service dog. And whether the individual looks disabled or not, there's many people that have PTSD and other issues that may not be apparent. Do not pet that dog. Don't even ask the handler to pet the dog because the dog is actually working. So keep these things in mind when you're looking to pet someone's dog. Always ask first, okay? Now, some of the therapeutic effects animals have on people has been researched and documented in scientific studies. The studies show that animals can lower blood pressure, they can lower people's anxiety and stress levels, they even actually stimulate people's endorphins and help them to feel good, which is especially important in those feeling isolated or depressed. They can lower medication needs, assist in physical rehabilitation, and even prolong people's lives. We know that our dogs make us feel better, and when we take them out, they help others feel better as well. Pet partners are being integrated into human healthcare teams alongside doctors, nurses, physical and occupational therapists. In fact, many healthcare professionals are becoming pet partners themselves. We do animal-assisted activity. We do have an animal-assisted therapist. She's a licensed therapist, and she went through the evaluation, and now her dog is animal-assisted therapy. She uses her dogs in her practice. Pet partners is actually even now being prescribed by doctors for their human patients. So this is a growing thing. The benefits are real and they're very beneficial. The great thing about using animals, above all, is animals are all accepting. They do not judge. They do not care about disabilities, missing limbs, speech problems, and other things that people notice. This makes them perfect for individuals to be comfortable around. That's why our work really goes so far and does so much good. I'm going to go ahead and set up a couple of little scenarios. We're going to do one at a time. Many people that hear Carlsbad Pet Therapy, the first thing they think is that we massage our dogs. We do that at home. We spoil them rotten. But really what we do is we go out in the community to help people feel better. I'm going to show you some of the things that we do when we go into the facilities that we visit. This first scenario is I'm going to be a hurting individual on a walker. And you can kind of see what the dog will do. And the handler is just important. Sometimes the dog's not real interested. They're like, oh, that's nice. But then the handler has to come into play. This is a team. The handler and the dogs are both working. So we're going to give this a try.
Who's our dog?
Oh, and I forgot to introduce. This is Vicki Kirchner and her lovely little dog, Riley.
Hospital chair or nursing home chair. Mikey and his human Kevin are going to do their thing.
Mike, bang!
How long do
do you think of weight? Come here. Sit. Kick your tail. Kick that tail. Good boy. Come here. Sit.
Oh, he's so funny.
All right. One more. Steady. Lightweight, so this might be tough.
Wonderful. Oh, I feel better. I feel better. He made me laugh.
Let's give a big round of applause for Mikey and his human Kevin. And Jennifer, this is a typical scenario of what would take place in a hospital nursing room or nursing home or whatever, and it really makes a huge difference.
Yes, it does. A lot of times people think that they don't want to do anything, don't feel like laughing, don't feel like brushing a dog. And if you hand them a ball or a brush, all of a sudden they're using their hands, they're laughing, they're doing things that their doctors and nurses couldn't even get them to do that day. So the dogs really bring them out.
Do we have another demonstration?
Yes, we have another demonstration. This is Manny Bemis, her wonderful dog Sadie, and her grandson Nemo. Reading program demonstration.
Peter was hiding, wasn't he? Very good. Good girl, Sadie.
1, 2.
Let's give a big round of applause for Sadie and Nemo. Wonderful.
Well, the advantages of this program are, first of all, children learn at all different rates. And in a large classroom, if a child is struggling to learn how to read, it's likely that that child's not going to get the one-on-one because of the size of the classroom. So with this program, the child can go one-on-one, read to a dog, which is very non-judgmental. They love reading to the dog. They're not being asked to read in front of a classroom full of their peers and make mistakes. They can make mistakes in front of the dog and feel at ease. And this helps the teachers because they really don't have time to do the one-on-one. So it's a wonderful program. And the child's confidence just goes through the roof because they're reading to a dog. And it works great.
You know, Jennifer, I have to ask because I know there are people out here that think, well, I want to get my dog in something like this. What is required and what is involved?
Well, first of all, you have to have a desire to want to go out and do this kind of thing. Volunteer your time. This is all volunteer. You need to go through basic obedience. I know a lot of people say, well, I can teach my dog to sit or heel. The main thing is you have to go so that you can get the socialization with other people and other dogs. That's where you start. Then you go to extended training, where you go into a facility where you get used to the sounds and the smells and the sights that you'll encounter in these different facilities when you're working with different people and strangers and whatnot. A lot of the dogs, when they get in a facility, they've never been on a slick floor. That's one of the things they really have to overcome. The loud sounds, the wheelchairs floating by on wheels, different things like that. And then there's a written test, there's a handler test. The dogs have to go through a thorough health screening because the dogs that we take in these facilities must be thoroughly vaccinated, clean, and not any danger health-wise to the public. Then there's the evaluation. I'm the evaluator for the group right now. And there's a pet partner skills test, which goes over the skills that are needed. And then there's the aptitude test, just seeing if the handler and the dog have the aptitude to interact with strangers in different settings and unfamiliar situations. And then after that, in 3 supervised visits, then they're ready to go. And we renew every 2 years. We go through that evaluation again just to keep everything consistent and safe for everyone involved.
Okay, are there any other demonstrations or things you want to point out?
I think that's it for today. Does anyone have any questions? Did we cover it all? And we do massage our dogs, but just at home.
Well, Jennifer Donner and everybody from the Carlsbad Pet Therapy Delta Society Association, I think it's great what you're doing and the difference that you make in the nursing homes, at the Carlsbad Battered Family Shelter, at some of the schools, in the hospital settings, the way that you are making a positive difference in the lives that calls for healing. And I think that's the bottom line. It's about healing and letting those dogs be a part of the healing process. And I want to say thank you on behalf of the dog park and everybody. Give them a round of applause, everybody.
I'm Dr. Brian Patterson. I've been practicing here in Carlsbad for 33 years now. Carlsbad has some really interesting health problems that are unique to Carlsbad alone and seldom seen elsewhere in the United States. Prime among these are rattlesnake bites. We are the rattlesnake bite of the country, capital of the country. We probably during the summer between the Carlsbad Animal Clinic and the Animal Care Center will see 2 to 3 dogs a week that have been bitten by rattlesnakes. Fortunately, in about the last 10 years, they have come out with a vaccine for rattlesnake bites. Now, it is not a protective vaccine. What it does is reduces the severity of the reaction to give the owners time to get the doctor, get their dogs to the clinic so they can be treated properly. In the past, a dog that received a serious bite would often die within a matter of 30 minutes to an hour before they can see a doctor. What this rattlesnake vaccine does is buys the owner time to get them to the clinic where they can be properly treated. Now we have 2 other diseases here that are very serious. One is tick fever. 20 years ago there was no tick fever in Carlsbad. Today it's nothing for either of the 2 clinics. They have 3 positive dogs a day during the summer with tick fever. The best way to think of tick fever is think of it as dog malaria. It's dangerous, it is fatal in the advanced stages. Fortunately, it's treatable and the medication used is very inexpensive. So we have a 4-way test that tests for heartworm in all 3 of the tick fevers. It's very relatively inexpensive. You can be tested annually, and if they are positive, they can be treated and they will be healthy and have a normal life. The other thing we have the most unusual here is called valley fever. The long name is known as coccidioidomycosis. It's in the soil here, it's been here for thousands of years. The organism that causes it is called an arthrospore. It's asexual. It will live literally for centuries in the soil here. Once either ingested or usually inhaled by the dog, the arthrospore then changes into male and female cells and starts producing, usually infecting the lungs or the bones. Between here and Artesia, we probably see more valley fever than any place in the country. Just remember to keep your pets currently vaccinated for rabies as well as the other transmissible diseases that they are inclined to get exposed to and can be prevented fully with vaccinations. Thank you.
It's the dog park! It's right there!